All right, everybody. Welcome to the WIRA Daily Market Update. So, Tuesday is in the books and Big Wednesday is on the board. So, it's all about Powell tomorrow and what he says. So, you can see the markets were a little mixed today. The Nasdaq, nice spring back after yesterday's sell down, right? Yesterday's sell down was all based on that Apple downgrade. And like we told you, these analysts, that analyst was really a strange call. Let's look at what Apple did today. So Apple was up another $2. It's back over that 200 over at 201. Like we said, don't bite into this. Really, that was a buying opportunity, right? These analysts, it's anything that comes out from them right now is pretty much poo-poo on the sell side. So, especially with Apple, right? Nothing the guy said was anything new. Nothing the guy said was anything that we haven't heard over the last few months. All of a sudden, he's giving Apple what $150 price tags and stuff, and there it is. So maybe he wanted his cousins and stuff to get in on the stock, and he wanted it cheap. That's why he did it. Anyways, look at Apple, up almost 1% today, and that pushed the Nasdaq up nice and strong. Let's pop on over to CNBC. Look, it's all about tomorrow with Powell. So we're going to keep this a nice quick show today. There was some good trade news. Lighthizer, Mnuchin were with Vice Premier Liu, and they had a nice little talk, it sounds like. So we'll see how far things are going on that. But at least it's nice to get a little bit of news. Other than that, there was a light speech from Powell this morning. Not much in that. News cycle's pretty tame. We had one downgrade today on Triple M, and that's what pushed down the Dow. But you can see it pushed up real nice the rest of the day. A little bit of knee jerk. Again, that retail trade comes in and it's still skittish and it's still nervous. And so any kind of sell call and stuff, it bites, right? So the smart money comes in and that's where they buy. We opened up a new trade today. We took up a position in Nike. We were watching it yesterday and wanted to get in on it, but it had that big run. And so we kind of watched it today. It pulled back to this nice support point, and we entered a trade there. We went with some $90 calls, and we gave ourselves till those are the August calls. I believe they expire on the 16th. Let's see how those rock out. We gave ourselves about 6 weeks on this trade. We expect to be in it about a week, maybe. Depends on tomorrow, right? I mean, everything could blow up tomorrow. Everything could go down the drain. But let's talk about, one thing we haven't been doing a lot of lately is we haven't been talking about plays, potential play ideas, right? A lot of you, we've been getting messages from a lot of our viewers. How come you're not putting out any trade ideas lately? I guess some of you people made money on it, and so now you're demanding more. One trade that we've been watching, I'll talk to you guys about this. This is a good trade idea. Netflix. Look at Netflix. They just lost Friends and they lost The Office. Now, think about Netflix going forward, what they're up against. First of all, the stock's been in this long channel, right? It's been in this long base, and that's what you keep hearing about on CNBC and stuff with these analysts. They're expecting it to break off this base and set new highs. But it hasn't been able to, and it's been making this base from the beginning of the year. At some point, too many failures becomes a train wreck, right? Now, think about what's happening in November. Disney is releasing their streaming service. All the Disney films are going on that. This is going to be a big hit to Netflix, we think. And if you're looking for a short opportunity, this might be the way to go. If we were going to play it, and who knows, we might open a play on this. We'll let you guys know. But it's something we're really taking a look at. And we think it's a great trade idea, so we wanted to share it with all of you. But maybe some leaps or something on the short side going out with Netflix. Especially you want to get a little bit of that November action when Disney releases their streaming service and stuff, because that'll really put pressure on the stock if there's not pressure already. And it sounds like there is. So look, gang, the markets, we ended up down 22 points on the Dow. That's after a minus 100 start. The S&P pushed up real nice. Nice little bounce there. Would have been nice to get back over that 2980 number, but over 2975. That's one of those nice round numbers that traders like. The Nasdaq looks like it's pushing towards 82. We're in those QQQs. We're in 195 calls. We opened up a little day trade too. We bought some 195s. They're only about a week out. See if we can catch some of that love tomorrow. It could get ugly tomorrow. Who knows? But we're betting that we get some good words from Powell. You think about it. The markets had just another run of bad news, right? Mostly from the analysts, the so-called experts. And here, let us close the show with an example of these so-called experts. So all you've been hearing over the past few months is how the U.S. customer is slowing down, right? All you're hearing is we're trying to find the article while we're talking here, but all you're hearing is about how the U.S. consumer is stagnating, reversing, all this stuff, retail, blah blah blah. But we had Pepsi report earnings this morning. Pepsi reported earnings and they were good. They had good earnings. But what the CEO said in the call was even more important. He sees no slowdown in the U.S. customer. So think back about a couple months ago when U.S. Steel and AKS reported earnings. All that crap talk about steel. But yet when the earnings came out, it was record earnings for both companies and great guidance going forward. So who's right here? Who's right? The news, the analysts, the experts on CNBC who are saying that all this is crashing, or the CEOs who are actually looking at P&Ls, balance sheets, and income statements saying it's not. So look, gang, you get in these news-driven markets, you have to trade carefully, especially, a lot of times you get this news and it temporarily puts these markets into setbacks. You're in trades. It kills the trades, especially with options, right? You're up against that expiration date. Stagnation is deflation with an option contract, right? Anything but a move up doesn't help it. And so you get caught in these little blips down and stuff. So be careful trading going forward. But remember, the economy and the reports and the technicals are tantamount to everything. All these little articles, just like this Apple downgrade yesterday, it'll temporarily jiggle the market, right? Apple was down, in the 198, 199s yesterday. People were selling it because this guy said sell. Guess what? If they had just sat in it, if they had been patient, even if they had added to their position, guess what? They're up another $2 today. We talked about it in yesterday's show, right? The old Cisco effect from the late 90s. Cisco over 60 is a healthy market. Cisco under 60 is a sick market. Well, and we talked about how Apple is almost that new barometer. Over 200 healthy, under 200 unhealthy. Well, we're over 200. Let's see how tomorrow plays out. All right, gang. It's been an interesting week, and it's only Tuesday. So let's call it a show, and we'll see how this Powell speech goes tomorrow. We'll be back with it. There's a couple trade ideas for you, right? One is Netflix going short with Netflix, and the other one, I think we were talking about the QQQs, right? Catching a little market action. So we'll call it a day. All you traders out there, you guys be careful. You guys got questions and comments, put them down in the comments. The team responds to them, and they love the chit chat. Not enough chit chat on YouTube. We'd like to have more. So we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. You guys stay safe overnight. We'll see how Powell shakes out tomorrow and see what else goes along with the market. We had Pepsi earnings this morning. We got Levi Strauss in a few minutes, and then we start rolling into some earnings, love or hate, depending on who you are, going forward. So next week, the big boys start reporting. Right now, we're just getting warmed up. So you guys have a great night. We'll be back tomorrow after the market. We got big things happening over in our service. We just launched this big text thing. A lot of fun. If you're interested, the link's down in the description section, and you're welcome to click that and see what we're all about. Other than that, you guys have a good night. We'll be back after the market tomorrow.